So first, I'd like to thank you for including us today. I know you guys are so busy, and even this 5 minutes is a lot, so we definitely appreciate it. I'm here today to seek approval to move forward on working on the FY19 Prevention Initiative Grant on behalf of the Lombard Early Childhood Collaborative, involving any of our participating school districts that are interested and want to be a part of it. The Prevention Initiative Home Visiting Model provides intensive wraparound services to our highest need families with children ages birth to 3, and actually it's also prenatally, so it's before they even come to us. The goal, as is our goal with the collaborative, is that every child, when they reach kindergarten, is ready. And so that is the overarching goal of the Prevention Initiative. What is a home visit? I was at the Prevention Initiative Forum the past 2 days in Springfield, and I thought it was really neat. Somebody from Peoria had said that home visiting is the greatest hidden secret in Illinois. Not a lot of people know about it outside of the early childhood world, but it is so impactful in so many ways. So I thought I would let you in on our little secret that we've kept for so long. A home visit is really just a component of the Prevention Initiative program, but it's really the strongest component. It's a pre-planned 1.5 hour visit that includes the child, the parent or caregiver, the home visitor, often an interpreter if needed. The visits focus on, I apologize for this, I thought I fixed this, developmental centered parenting, parent-child interactions, and family well-being. Developmental centered parenting, we support healthy growth and development of the child, work on child find, identifying needs early so we can get those services early. I was talking to somebody else at the forum and they didn't have the statistics, but we were talking about the number of kids that by the time they reach 3, graduate out of EI and do not need any additional special services. Also for parent-child interactions, we're supporting a strong emotional foundation for those kiddos, fostering secure attachment, which are just so beneficial long-term. Family well-being, we address the needs of the family. We're there for that baby, but if they do not have food in the refrigerator, if their 3rd grader is having an awful time at school and struggling, their minds are not on that baby. So part of the job of the home visitor is to help the family look at the whole family. Let's try and solve those problems. Let's problem solve. Let's address those issues so that then the parent can return and focus on the needs of the baby, which also is a great benefit to the school districts. This program that we've been thinking of would probably use the parents as teachers model. It's the most commonly used model in our area. It's what District 41 currently uses for their program. As you'll see in your packet, there are additional programs in the area that provide services birth to 3. It's not nearly enough to serve the needs of all the families, but the most similar one, which actually does service some of 15 and 16, is also using parents as teachers. So we thought that was a really good match to what's already being provided. Just the facts, and it does look kind of tiny, but this was a graph from parents as teachers, and it just showed they studied children and their kindergarten readiness skills, and they took 2 target areas, children in poverty, children without. This top one is no parents as teachers, no birth to 3, no preschool. This next one is parents as teachers, but no preschool. The following one is preschool, no parents as teachers, which is higher. But when you look at parents and teachers with preschool, it jumps dramatically. And high intensity parents as teachers, which is really what we're looking at, it's a stronger wraparound service. And preschool puts the kids almost right at average with the non-poverty children who didn't have anything. So to me, that this has always been really powerful, to just the impact of those wraparound services. Another big component of this conference I was at this week is they talked about the birth to 3rd grade continuum. ISBE's pushing that hard, and this is a giant piece of that, is just really putting those fluid services for the 3rd grade, really just to build our strongest learners. How does this benefit us? I know you guys are seeing the pictures of the babies. You're like, that's great, that's cute, that's wonderful, but like how it needs to impact you guys. Early literacy skills are developed, as well as strong social emotional connections. We have engaged parents. This program right here is actually one that's currently going on at the Glen Ellyn Library. It's engaging ESL parents in what we call practical parenting English skills. How do you call in the school to say that your child's not going to be there? How do you call and say, I'd like to talk to the teacher? Things that are just stopping parents from bridging that gap. And also just that encouragement through those sessions of that's your right, you're entitled to do that, you should be doing that. Because culturally that can be different for a lot of families, and bridging those cultural gaps is a big piece of that too. Also, we have a lot of school-age kids that are a part of this because they're siblings. A piece of that, we do year-round programming, so we see those kiddos in the summer. We spend time with them. During the school year, we're there as a liaison for the school. We're there to help if there is an issue. We're there to help if the school wants to do a screening and they're not sure how to approach it with the parents. We're there to support them through that. Another piece that we have noticed a great deal is that there's a lot of mobility within our Lombard districts. I didn't do it intentionally, but discovered when I was putting this together that at least the top two families, and I think some of the other ones, are ones that I know have been in at least two of our districts in the past 5 years. So doing something like this where we have a component, where we have a home visitor who travels with them. They go from 41 and then they move to 15, they don't lose that service. And the school district doesn't lose that service. They have that additional help to get the families connected with everything they need the minute they switch schools. I think those were the biggest. Like I said, these are our highest need families. They have a lot of needs. And just to have that extra support and service. I think the last thing, just with one of the families that reminded me, it builds a strong trust in community. We actually get a lot of referrals from families who've been through the program. Families who have moved out of district who will call, I know a family who moved in, you guys really need to reach out to them. They need a lot. And we've made those connections. This specific PI grant, just looking at numbers and quantity and everything, we're writing to sustain a $637,000 budget. The cost of this program will be fully contained within the grant and will be cost neutral to Kate. So we were really intentional about building everything within the grant. We're going to be asking for one full-time supervisor for up to 6 home visitors, and this was really also modeled on what ISB is looking for in a prevention initiative program. 6 full-time home visitors with a caseload of up to 16 families. That includes bi-weekly visits, up to weekly visits if the families need it. It involves family groups, those ESL groups. There's a lot of outreach and other activities involved in that. Contracting infant mental health specialties. This is a new thing that ISB is pushing hard. And it truly, we have been very fortunate to use the infant mental health specialist, and it has informed our work tremendously and is really a great benefit to the families and the staff. Contracted interpreters, if you can't communicate with the families, it's so much harder to get through with them. Supplies for home visiting in groups, professional development, screening tools. There are some new tools that we as CASE do not own that we'll need to be purchasing for this. Transportation for families to get to some of those groups. I think you all know transportation is a huge barrier to our neediest families. We're trying to bridge that with this as well. There also will be a parent education component to this as well, and we'll be providing speakers. Why now? The due date for this is February 9. I feel bad, hired in as the early childhood collaborative coordinator. My job was to educate slowly, let you guys know the benefits of early childhood and birth to 3. And then the grant fell from the sky, and then we had to jump on it fast. So we're kind of doing the quick version of that now. But why now? Illinois has really been increasing money to early childhood in a dramatic way the past few years. Last year, they dedicated over $88 million to early childhood. As of right now, I believe 20% of those funds must be allocated to birth three. I believe I was told this week that it's been gradually increasing, and I think they're going to meet a cap of 25% coming up in the next few years. They're dedicated to this birth of three. This is the time to do it. This is a competitive grant writing year, and it is not going to come up for another 5 years. So if we're going to do it, we need to do it now. This grant is due on February 9th. We did apply for the expansion, and what I'm told is we might not find out about that till around that same time, but we are ready to try and write for it. I know we have some districts that are really interested in participating, and we just really want your permission to move forward. And if there's anybody who thinks that they might be interested, we'd love to have that conversation. If not, that's okay too. We see this as a valuable service. When we did our initial talks with the districts, it looked like not a lot were looking at writing it for themselves, and we just wanted to find another way to make that available to anybody who thought they'd want to participate. So that was a lot. But does anybody have any questions? Thank you very much. I'll leave you with the happy, smiling family.
Thank you for your job.
Thank you so much.